Also, in our executive talk segment today, we have the privilege of meeting a business man with a proven track record. He's got some tips that will help you begin and grow your business, something you do not want to miss.
So stay tuned and we'll be right back after a short break. Hello viewers, and welcome to the executive talk segment of the show. With me today is Mr. Seyi Clements from Augustine Clements Solicitors. Hello, sir.
Hello.
It's really nice to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
So, sir, you're a solicitor, you're a commercial lawyer. Would you like to tell the viewers a bit more about what you do?
What we do, it could be described as assisting businesses and individuals and charities to take make better use of the structure that is available in the UK, to be more tax efficient, to be more productive, and to be more viable. I'll say that's in a nutshell is what we do. That will probably include helping a startup business to structure itself in such a manner that it takes the best makes the best use of the tax position. It also makes the best use of how to use the company law to its best advantage.
Okay. So how did you get into this line of business? I mean, law. How did you get attracted to law in the first place?
I think people have always said they're very argumentative. They say all lawyers are like that. I come from a generation of lawyers. My great-grand-uncle was the first lawyer in Nigeria, and I trained initially in Nigeria. I qualified as a legal practitioner in Nigeria in 1986. I practiced in Nigeria for some time, and I wanted to broaden. I worked with a very big commercial practice in Nigeria, and I wanted to broaden my horizon. I wanted to specialize mostly in arbitration and maritime law. And UK being the seat of maritime litigation, I came over to the UK. But in the UK, I decided to go more into general corporate commercial work. And that's what I've been doing since I came to the UK in 1990. I worked in-house and also worked in private practice.
Okay. So you've worked in Nigeria and you've also worked here in the UK. How was that transition, trying to establish yourself here in the UK as a lawyer?
To establish myself in the UK as a lawyer, I came at a time where it was slightly cumbersome process. It's slightly easier now, so I had to go back to school. I went to University of Nottingham. I qualified my law degree. I went to College of Law, Chester, and I started working from then on. But because when I was in Nigeria, I used to represent some English firms here, so the transition wasn't too difficult for me.
Okay.
But it is one thing for you to work for a firm, it's another thing for you to set up your own practice. It's slightly more challenging setting up a practice.
Okay. So going to the challenges that you faced, I mean, trying to set up your practice, what kind of challenges did you face, I mean, initially as a business?
First is capital. As any business person will tell you, capital is king and you need cash to do anything. So one of the problems you have is capital. Second is to define yourself or your niche market. I have probably misfortune of going in a practice where it is not yet common within the black community for someone to set up a practice which deals with corporate commercial work. So to educate people that the black communities, lawyers within the black community do have the expertise to be able to provide high quality corporate commercial work was a little bit difficult initially. But sooner or later people get around to the fact that we're good at what we do, we're very professional in what we do, and we can provide a service as good as what you can get in the West End or in the City of London.
Well, that's really good. You're doing a really good job.
Thank you.
So in terms of the kind of work you do, have you had any interesting case lately or any major case you've worked in the past that you would like to tell the viewers about?
We, as I said, we work in structuring of businesses.
Yeah.
So things like joint ventures. I have been privileged enough to set up close to 100 joint ventures within the UK.
Wow.
Some of these names may not mean anything to you. I set up the Garden Hospital MRI Limited. I set up the Chaucer Hospital Diagnostics Limited. These are joint ventures between hospitals and consultants to provide diagnostic services. I've also assisted in the restructuring of charities. I was instructed by the Diana Ward charity on restructuring of the business. I've also advised company restructuring of their property portfolio to make it more tax efficient. So things like that. In terms of business startup, I've also assisted many business startups because that is where many businesses fall short. People set up businesses, either one person is friend or one person is wife, and they never look at possibility of any conflicts down the line. And also they don't position or structure the business in such a manner that it's actually very tax efficient for them. So I assist businesses to look at just that. That it is one thing for you to set a business because there's an opportunity here. You have to look long term. And long term, you need to look at the structure because if you get the structure wrong from the start, conversion is quite expensive and you really don't want to be doing that. So we assist business to do that.
Okay.
And that has been very good for many businesses.
Okay. Well, so you talked about having your biggest challenge when you were starting up was with the cash.
Yeah.
So what tip would you give someone out there trying to start up their own business, or maybe wanting to go into law and having their own law firm?
In most cases, I'll say you will need to have your own personal investment. It is almost impossible for someone to invest in you when you're not investing in yourself. So people want to see that you're putting some money down. One thing that most businesses fail to do is to plan. And a business plan is very essential for any business. Law firm, retail firm,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. You need to have a good business plan. Use the expertise of the banks if it's possible. Use the expertise of your accountant if it's necessary. So you need to have a good business plan, a cash flow forecast, so you know where you're going to have shortfalls in funding. And you need to put some money down and approach your banks and see if they will buy into the dreams. And if you can show that you've thought about most of the things that you could that you come across, and you have a good business plan, a good cash flow forecast, and a good profit and loss forecast also, you may just get banks who will buy into the dream.
Okay. So what kind of help do you have available for people viewing or someone that would want to contact your practice?
For startup businesses and startup charities, we do offer free consultation for just to get the structure right. But it has to be really startup or just charities. And I think that has been very popular with many of the charities now because many charities are having funding problems. So for someone to be able to assist in a startup of either a charity or a business, I think it's been very popular with our clients.
Yeah, that's a great thing to do. So, sir, as we're rounding up with the interview, any final words for the viewers at home?
I'll say for businesses that one thing businesses should do is try as much as possible to use the facilities available to them. What I've noticed about many black minority businesses is they fail to use the expertise of people around them, the professionals I mean, solicitors, accountants. People try to scheme on the money to pay a solicitor or an accountant, but then they may just end up paying a lot more in the future. So I will encourage businesses to seek professional advice as soon as possible when setting up a business. And they can guide you through the pitfalls. And also, people should believe in what they do. Because if you don't believe in what you do, your clients will probably not believe in you. And it is more, it's advisable for businesses to, for people who want to go into business, to do something they enjoy. Because there'll be times that things will be tough. But if you enjoy what you do, to see through a difficult period. But if not, you will probably have a difficult time. And finally, what people should realize that UK probably has one of the most business-friendly legal structure. And it will be a shame for people not to take advantage of that. And the only people who can help you take best advantage of the friendly legal structure are solicitors. So speak to your solicitor if need be.
Well, sir, it's been really nice interviewing you on the show today. And thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for
Well, viewers, we've come to the end of this segment of the show. For anyone willing to contact Mr. Clement, the contact details are on the screen right now. And we'll be back after a short break. Stay tuned.